Hi, Bill Jenkins here with Sold by Jenkins, and when we return, we're going to address 4 of the biggest mistakes home sellers make. So, what are the biggest mistakes home sellers make? Well, number 1 is showing a home at its worst. People are so in love with their own homes that they sometimes don't see its flaws, but buyers do. Buyers make up their minds within seconds on how a home's going to show and look. And we're emotional creatures, so when we walk into an untidy house, we don't see the house. We see the stuff, like dirty laundry, unclean kitty litter, dishes in a sink. And an unkept house affects the seller's bottom line even in a red-hot real estate market. So as an example, if it's a $1 million house, you could go down as much as $100,000 or more, which leaves leaving money on the table unnecessarily. Ideally, the homeowners could also move out of the house, which is then staged to highlight its best features. For a seller, the listing is only the beginning of the process. They need to be prepared to show their home throughout the process until it's completed. Number 2 is not planning for capital gains taxes. If the seller's home has appreciated in value, the profit could be subject to capital gains taxes. And certain home improvements could potentially reduce the tax bill, but only if the sellers have documentation showing that improvements increase the home's market value, or prolonged its useful life or adapted it to new uses. An example of this was a widowed client who sold her home and moved into an assisted living facility. Her home had been purchased decades ago for $64,000 and sold for $457,000, and the profit exceeded the IRS's capital gains exemption of $250,000 for individuals, $500,000 for married couples, meaning the client faced a hefty tax bill. Now, the seller, who had Alzheimer's disease, had scanty records on improvements that had made over the years. Luckily, her deceased husband had financial records that documented a new roof, a remodeling project, and deck extension, and that proof allowed her to avoid capital gains taxes entirely. Number 3 is mishandling the sale of an estate. The impact of a mistake isn't felt just when the owner is alive. If a homeowner doesn't provide a detailed estate plan and have clear communications with heirs, then disputes over the estate can delay or even scrub a home sale after the homeowner dies. Another example of this was from a client who wanted to buy a rural property listed for about $500,000, but in investigating the title, the firm realized that the property was involved in a legal dispute among the siblings. So in that case, there was a strong chance that the client could find themselves in a lawsuit fighting claims that the sale to him was improper. So obviously, as a result, potential buyers from that would walk away from the deal. Similarly, homeowners who bequeath a home to heirs in hopes of keeping it in the family often fail to provide funds to cover the annual cost of maintaining it. As a result, the heirs may feel pressure to sell, even if a down market prevents the house from getting top dollar. And lastly, number 4, fudging facts and flaws. Maybe they won't notice. Well, how many sellers have said that to themselves, hoping that buyers won't see the problem with the roof or the signs of former water damage? Even though sellers are required by law to disclose any known deficiencies in a home, the buyers will uncover any deficiencies during a home inspection. So being proactive by repairing or disclosing those items will help the transaction move forward. If you have any specific questions about selling your home, you can reach us at 702-845-8540 or email at bill@soldbyjenkins.com. In the meantime, take care, and we really look forward to helping you in the future.
Hi, I'm DJ Bennett, and I'm with Guild Mortgage. What I wanted to talk with you about today is how to interview a lender. There's a lot more questions to ask than just what's your rate and what are your closing costs. Some of the questions is, how do I know I won't lose my earnest money deposit if I pick you as my lender? How do I know I won't end up homeless if I pick you as a lender? What are your working hours? Because believe it or not, we actually take some time off. How do you communicate? How often do you communicate? How will I know when the appraisal's been ordered, when it's been received, when I'm through underwriting, what my conditions are? Will I be talking with just you, or will I be talking with other people? Ask all these questions, and please give me a call at 702-401-1108, and I'd be happy to provide you with an entire list of questions to ask that you'd be welcome to ask me or any other lender that you'd like to talk to. It's a big deal. It's a big debt. So make sure that you're well prepared and that you ask the right questions. And I know the questions to ask. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.